In this video, I'm going to walk you through the actual calculation of your tangential velocity, your centripetal acceleration, your centripetal force, and your hanger weight. So you should already have your stopper and hanger mass in kilograms. You should have your period in seconds and your radius in meters. So let's go through the process. Tangential velocity. If you look at your equations, you'll see that the only one that you can use based on what you have here is 2 pi times r divided by t. So 2 pi times the radius divided by your period. And that's going to be 2 pi times our radius, 0.595 meters, divided by our period, 0.793 seconds. When you plug that in your calculator, most calculators are going to have a pi button somewhere. You can use that. So 2 times pi times our radius. And I go ahead and hit equals just to be safe. And divide that by our period, 0.793. And again, your numbers should be different. These are just the practice numbers to walk you through the process. I shouldn't see these numbers on anybody's paper. Gives us a tangential velocity of 4.71. I'm going to round that to 2 decimal places. But I'm also going to leave this in my calculator because I'm going to use that number again. 4.71, and that's meters per second. When you look at your equations again for centripetal acceleration, you'll see that that's going to be tangential velocity squared divided by radius. Vt squared divided by radius. So for the sake of saving space on my calculations, I'm going to write in 4.71 squared divided by a radius, 0.595 meters. But remember how I left this in my calculator? I'm going to just square that as it is. So if I just hit the squared button, it's going to automatically square what's already in my calculator. Yours, you may have an extra step. You may have to retype all of those numbers, but that's a really good idea to make sure that you're not rounding too much. So this is my velocity squared. I'm going to hit equals, divided by radius, so 0.595. Gives me an acceleration of 37.35. 37.35. And again, I'm going to leave this in my calculator. And I'll show you why in just a moment. Next is centripetal force. So there's 2 ways that you can do centripetal force. You can do mass times velocity squared divided by radius. But you can also do mass times acceleration. Well, guess what? I've already got the acceleration in my calculator. So I'm going to just do my mass, and it's stopper mass because it's the force acting on the stopper. So I'm going to do my mass times my acceleration. And I'm just going to leave that in here. So acceleration times, see, it's plugged in the answer that was already there, mass, gives me an acceleration, gives me a force, a centripetal force, 0.41, rounding to 2 decimal places. Now for hanger weight, remember weight is the force of gravity, it's gravitational force. And so we take our hanger mass times acceleration due to gravity, which is 9.8. We use 9.8 in labs, remember, because it's more accurate. Gives us 0.98 newtons. So that should help you calculate out all the rest of your values there. Hope that helps.